There's the septic tank in the back of the truck. And there's the ditch it's going in, or the for the pipe. And the tank's going to go right about here. We got a temporary thing going on. Run the pipe into the, just let it drain out into that old tank temporarily for a while. I got my drain pipe in and level, and I wanted to use a 4-foot level, but I seem to have lost it or misplaced it or something. I don't have time to buy another one, so I'm taking a 2-foot level, and I taped a 1/4-inch bolt on the bottom of one end of it, because you want approximately 1 inch for every 10 feet. 1 inch for every 8 to 10 feet. And it's a little bit awkward using this method, but it's working. And see my bubble in the middle there is yeah, you can see the bubble there. Anyway, that's what I did. I'm taking a shovel and throwing the loose gravel and dirt in around the pipe, and my dog thinks I'm talking to him. He just needs attention. He's over here bugging me while I'm doing this. I'm doing this with my cell phone, so I don't have the best video, but pretty good. Yeah, took that loose stuff and packed it underneath the pipe, and I'm taking a shovel and just throwing stuff under there and working my way down here to the corner. Got a temporary setup for just for the moment. We cleaned out the old cesspool, and just gonna let this thing drain into there so I can use my toilet for a few days while I'm working on digging this area out right here and planting the new septic right in there. The laterals are going to go out there and in between those fruit trees. Here's just a little piece of what we're dealing with on the inside of the house. This was the drain pipe that went down and came out down too low outside. Well, the toilet is right here, so I cut that off, put a cap on it, and back over that way is the washing machine. It's still going to drain into this pipe here. The toilet's going to go outside there, and we got a little vent right there. It's not the right place for a vent, but it'll work for this house. So not much of a crawl space. You have to lay down and roll down here. Here's the situation. That black pipe right in the center there, that was the drain pipe that the house was draining on. And because of flooding issues around here and neighbors raising up their ground and chasing water to each other during the heavy rain seasons, me too, I've got equipment to bring dirt in and raise it up, and I've done that too around here because I had serious issues with standing water. Well, you can see this white pipe is going to be about 1.5 feet to 2 feet higher than that black one, and that's going to go a long ways, because this system here, you can't really use laterals on it, and the new system can't use lateral, or you have to use laterals because it's a sealed tank. It's a plastic tank. It will not leach out into the ground. Well, this old system is cleaned out and it'll work now, but I'm not going to use it. Don't have a top for it, so I'm just going to fill it with drainage rock. The washing machine is still hooked up to that pipe right there, and we'll just use it as a what they call a dry well, and the washing machine will drain into that, because the washing machine water is not good for a septic system. So that's where we're at this point. Got that trench filled in. I'm not going to fill this part because I'm going to cut that pipe off and put the tank there we're just going to let it run into that one temporarily, because I still have to go to work every day. I can only do this a couple hours at a time at night. Just a quick fill in with the excavator on this trench. I didn't do this part because I still got to knock another hole in the wall and put a vent in there. That 2-inch pipe laying there is going to come out kind of above and a little bit to my right of that pipe. I'm going to put a vent there. Can't put it right over the pipe because of the outdoor spigot there, the big, what do they call it, a bib cock or sill cock or something like that. So it will be to the side of it a little bit. I'm getting ready to take that big pipe out that's right in the center of the picture there, that long one that's draining out into the old tank. That's just a temporary, so I can use the septic system. Got the tank out of the truck, and I'm going to take this pipe out, and I'm going to stick that little short piece that's standing up against the fence there. I'm going to stick that in this elbow and point it straight up. That elbow's not glued on. I'm going to point it straight up and pack a little bit of dirt around it so I can work and dig that hole out, because the tank is going to go where that pipe is right there. Got my sand base about where I want it, as close as I can get with it. And here's the extra leftover sand that'll be going around the sides of the tank. Here's the tank. I'm going to get a rope out of my landscape truck and wrap around this thing. It's got room to go around all the way around the bottom of it and back up. You just slide the rope out from under it when it's in there. Set it in there with the excavator. Got it down in the hole. Now I got to pack sand around it as best as I can. I don't have enough sand, so I'm just going to work this side here so I can hook up the plumbing to it. Right there. Put this pipe onto that one. Just got to make sure I got room to do that and get that out of the way, because there'd be a lot of rocks falling, and I don't care about rocks being on top of the plastic, but the directions say don't let any rocks be under it. I can't do that 100%. I tried, did the best I can with what I got. But anyway, we're at that point now. That side's kind of big. I'm just going to take a sheet of plywood, one of these sheets that I got this sand sitting on, and stack it up against the board there. And I'll put sand on the tank side of the plywood and dirt on the other side. And I'll just keep pulling the thing up, the plywood up, little at a time, and keep filling it that way. I'll take that sand that's down here and start shoveling it onto that side of the plywood. Back on this septic tank again. Right here in front of me, there's where the riser is going to go. Kind of got it covered up for the moment, but there's a cap on it, keep the sand from falling in there. The riser is sitting over here on that black thing right there. That's going to go right here, and we got the drain pipe installed that goes down the line there, and we use the same little trick with the level. That I'm still using the 2-foot level with the little 1/4-inch bolt taped onto one end of it to compensate for the grade that I want. And we got a little clean out tee right here, or a vent combination. See the direction of flow on that's going to be heading out towards the right there, towards the towards those chambers. for the laterals. We'll put a little pipe on that going up, and we can either snake that. If for some reason it should get clogged up, we can snake it through that, but it needs to have a vent anyway, because as water goes out into those chambers, in the case of there being a lot of water going out at one time, there needs to have a way for the air to come back out of it. And so that would be it right there, the vent right here. And then back down here, there's some of the chambers right there, and there's some more at the other end of the yard. And we are already starting the hole that the chambers are going to go in. They go in a little bit deeper than the drain pipe that goes into them. Anyway, we're starting on the hole there, and the hole needs to be wider. That's a 2-foot hole. It needs to be about 3 feet wide. So I'm going to take that 1-foot bucket after I do this and just dig out along one side, or I might even just do it with the 2-foot bucket. Dig on one side and make it wider so that we can get those to fit comfortably in the bottom. And those don't have to be going downhill like this pipe does so much. Not uphill for sure, but if they're level, that's okay, as long as they're not going uphill on the way out to the end. I'm burying this pipe now. The way I like to do this is, I am self-taught when it comes to this, but I have done it a number of years, quite a few times. So my way of doing it with these rigid pipes is just moving heavy, hard chunks of dirt underneath the pipe and supporting it in several different places. 1 or 2, 3 different places along each length of pipe while they're glued together, and checking it with the level to make sure that it's right, that the grade is good. And once it's supported like that and the grade is checking out good, then I just take my spade shovel and all the loose dirt that I can find. I just start throwing that in until I'm about halfway to 2/3 of the way covered up on the pipe. I do not go all the way to the top of the pipe, because I'm going to walk with my feet. I'll see if I can do this a little bit right now. I'm going to walk with my feet in here and just start packing this dirt down on both sides as best as I can. And if I can't do it that way, if the hole is too narrow, I'll take a 2x4 or a 4x4 or something and start tamping it down that way. And once I get at least half of the pipe buried, then I'll just take the excavator or bobcat or whatever and go on ahead and fill the hole quickly then. But first thing is to get powdered dirt underneath the empty spaces under the pipe, and then just kind of pack it down with my feet or a tamper. Got most of it done, a little bit past the halfway point. We got 4 pieces left over here. I may not put all 4 in. Starting to get close to running out of room here at the end of the lot. Park my excavator like this so I can have a step to get down here. Now I gotta check my ground for level on the sides. The last 3 or 4, I'll just go on downhill a little bit more from level. I was keeping the first bunch almost level so that I don't wind up digging way too deep down here, because this dirt is awful hard and tough and it's not going to take water in real good, so don't want to go real deep. We're almost finished here with this pipe. Just got to stick a little piece on the end of that white pipe and put an elbow on it, put an end cap on this chamber here, and then right on down the line. There's a couple more pieces got to go on the end there, and put an end cap on down there, and then we're ready to backfill it. Got that pipe on there. Now I am ready to do the backfill. Got this leveled off pretty good. I left it a little high on purpose because it's going to do some settling, and left this a little high too. Well, there's a little low spot right here in front of me, but this dirt's probably 6 inches high right here, and I'm going to trim that back down a little bit. But yeah, I got all the rock in there. Got the sump well here for the dry well. That's, yeah, it's got holes in it down there on the bottom all the way around. And the rock level in the bottom is just a little bit lower than it might be 6-8 inches lower than the pipe that comes out from under the house. It is no longer going to be septic. It's now going to be washing machine only. So the dry well, what was the cesspool, is now a dry well. It's for the washing machine only. And got that full of rock, and there's my vent pipe. Here's the sand that's all the way around the septic tank, top and bottom, sides, both ends, and a riser, a 20-inch riser that leaves me just a few inches above ground level once this is filled in. And what I'm going to do is just take a tarp from work, not one of those blue lightweight things from the store, but these are flatbed tarps that are weathered and beaten and not good for the road anymore. But I got a few of those around here. I'll just put one in here, cut it out to size, fill this area in with it from the septic here all the way back over that sump area, and then I'll just put some CA6 rock, which is what this gray stuff is here. We'll just put that over the top of it and put it over this whole area here. So that's where we're at for now. Got it all done, all except for where the white pipe is there in the middle. I need to get a 90-degree elbow and stick on top of it and get that can off of it. But it's all leveled out. Got the, I forgot to show on video me putting the tarp in underneath between the sand over the septic tank and the drainage rock that was over the old cesspool. But yeah, I left it about 6 or 8 inches below grade, and then put a tarp down, and not one of those cheap lightweight plastic tarps from the store. This is industrial heavy tarp from doing flatbed truck driving. Anyway, it's down there, and then I put CA6 over it, or some people call it minus rock, or grade 8. It's got a bunch of different names. Anyway, that's it.